Were you worried about STI pregnancy? Was it on your mind?
Nothing at all, because actually during this bonding of mine that I am using as bonding, the first time we had sex, we are locked up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got out on Sunday because we ran out of food. We need something to eat.
Oh my goodness.
That's when we got out.
Yeah.
And there was use of CDs, the condoms,
okay.
But then they ran out, and we were like,
we trust each other.
And we continued. And then we come back with the food Monday. Tuesday, I have a class because I was taking tailoring course to keep me busy.
Okay.
That's how I get out of the house.
Hi guys, a very warm welcome to Shared Moments with Justus. My name is Lily, and on this episode we are talking about mental health in romantic relationships. I don't know how many of you might be in a romantic relationship of any kind, dating, courtship, marriage, in between, something you can't describe. How is your mental health like? Are you happy? Are you at peace? Are you breathing? Are you okay? This is going to be a show that will help us to shed light on our well-being in the different romantic relationships we are in. So I have Alexander Kinyanjui from PsychX. He's a clinical psychologist. You work with PsychX and also with the Ministry of Health, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you so much for making time for us. I like the hoodie. You can tell us something about yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Alexander Kinyanjui, you just said.
Yeah.
I'm currently practicing for my 10th year right now as a therapist. And it's been a lovely journey, of course, meeting different people and ensuring that we get to support each other and join forces in order to, get the goal that we set together. Yeah. Apart from that, we also have PsychX, which in full is psychology experts. So this is the short form version of our name.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make sure that it fits. The hoodie.
On the hoodie first.
Yeah, we always focus on the hoodie first.
Okay.
Yeah, so psychology experts is just a collective of mental health practitioners and also champions from psychiatrists, psychologists, even social workers who support us in terms of especially with children and also special needs teachers. So that's us in a nutshell. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You had mentioned something to me earlier about technology and using technology, incorporating technology with psychology.
Yeah.
Could you tease for us what that is about?
Yeah, so we leverage on technology. We're a medtech company actually. So we leverage on technology to deliver health solutions. Now this is just mental health solutions, and I know as we continue discussing and talking about accessibility and resources at the end of the show, I'll probably just mention and also lead people towards where they can find these resources. Right now we're using telecounseling, artificial intelligence, and all these other new
AI.
Yeah, we have AI, and I'm going to talk about it. It's really something that is very new and evolving. And since we're about to launch it also, it will be a good platform to also make sure that people know these resources actually exist. And we've been working on it for over a year now. So now it's ready for use, and people might enjoy therapeutic services through their gadgets. Oh,
I can't wait to hear about AI. I am so intrigued by AI. Before I introduce the next guest, I know you're like, who's that beautiful lady? I just want to share a very short story with you. So I'm using Google Maps one day, and I'm driving, and I wasn't sure about whether I should keep going or turn right. But the junction was wide enough for me to change my mind, change it back. And then finally I decided to listen to Google Map. And then Google Map told me the craziest thing. She said, don't worry about it. I was like, Kwani Maps has a counseling department. Where is the map counseling? So I'm so excited to hear about AI. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Wambui, for making it today. You shared your story with us previously on this platform. But today you're also offering your story for analysis. And that is going to be so powerful because many people are going to relate with different aspects of your story. But before I go any further, please give us an introduction of yourself.
Thank you very much, Lily. My name is Elizabeth Wamboi. I am a single mother of 2 little boys. I am a teacher for biology and chemistry, even though not teaching at the moment due to life hiccups here and there. I am also a research officer. I have experience in data processing. And I am a lover of life. I am a lover of love. I love love because love is a mover of everything. Love goes beyond everything.
Wow.
That's it.
The Bible says love is the greatest of them all.
Yes.
It's powerful that you should say that you love because you're a survivor of gender-based violence to a point where you almost lost your life. Maybe you can just tease for anyone who hasn't watched your story previously, a summary of your love life.
I am proud to share this platform with Lily and my psychologist here, Alex. And I hope we are going to exchange something, learn something, and I hope to get some more help because I am taking my journey in healing and recovery after surviving gender violence. Mine is based on marriage, a bad marriage that makes me believe in love even more after what happened to me. I believe there are types of love anyway.
Okay.
And love is an influencer. And the first love that I believe in is the love of God. And there's love for self and the love for my neighbor. And I wish that the world would embrace love that much so that we can be able to pass it on to each and everyone. Then we are going to have this beautiful thing amongst us. Given what I experienced, I feel like it was in the absence of love. That is why all that has been going on has happened to me. So in my marriage, I met a man, having grown in a normal childhood. I would say it was normal because by then I wouldn't have seen something to dispute that. So having a normal childhood, I came along with my life having education, and I ended up in Catholic University choir. For those who know choir, I am an alumni of choir. It's at that stage whereby I got freedom now as an adult to choose a life's partner. And I met a man who took me through a lot of pain, a lot of torture, and I almost died in that marriage. After 11 years, I am out. And I am now taking a journey of recovery and healing after what happened to me. So how I met this man one day when I was from school. At lunchtime, I was waiting for a bus to go to my hostel. And a vehicle comes and the man was smiling at me. As a normal girl, I just smiled back. When the vehicle went in and parked, he comes back out. Then, he didn't go where they were going because there were several in the car. He comes back at the gate. He had seen me there. So he still finds me there, and my bus comes and he gets in the bus with me. When he gets in the bus with me, I am wondering what? And then when I got to my hostel, the bus stop where now I was alighting, he alights with me. And I am wondering, why are you following me? I don't know you.
Did he say hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he was asking me for my number.
Oh.
But I just smiled at him when the vehicle was moving in.
Okay.
After smiling, he goes in because there were 3 of them in the car. They go in the 2. He comes back to the gate. He doesn't get to go where he was supposed to go. So, and my bus comes in the process of him asking me for the number. And I'm like, no, I cannot give you my number. I just get in the bus. And I was not even expecting him to board with me, but he boarded. And when I alighted at my bus stop at the Destiny, I remember running down the alley. Why are you following me? I don't know you. And I never gave him the number.
Did he chase you?
No, I would see him at the back there walking down the alley because I remember running down the alley, and then I got to my hostel gate and that disappeared out there. I didn't even know what happened after that. But later from there, I kept on finding him at the hostel gate. I would find him at the school gate. When I come out of school, he's on and off like that for 6 months.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. So it's after 6 months that I gave this man my phone number. Now, before giving him this phone number, I had another boyfriend who had gone on a job with Vivo Energy. They transferred him to Nigeria. So I think that gap now made me notice him after 6 months. But I used to see him and he kept on asking for this number. I never gave him. I never talked to him until 6 months later.
Yeah.
That's when I agreed to give him the number. Now, after that, the relationship started. And it was so loving. He was so on top of things. And this guy, for me, according to me, he was very handsome. It's like what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
There is some stage in life, the girls, you go like, for me, I'm the girls who go like tall, dark, and handsome. For me, it was even TDH, tall, dark, hairy, and handsome. The
beard gun.
I was carried away.
Okay.
And then he comes and professes all this kind of love, and he's so sweet, and I'm swept off my feet like that. And that's it.
Okay. I'm going to ask Alex. That foundation looks so flowery and perfect. From your experience, is there a red flag when things look perfect?
Not necessarily. Some people are well equipped. And when people are well equipped or they are empowered in a way that they can understand, that is what I want. And when you want what you want exactly, you get to have that motivation to actually pursue it. And they always say there's a very thin line between insanity and love. So you can see that this guy is following. So it's a bit sociopathic. Like,
yes.
Like, do you want my organs or do you want me as the whole package? So it's quite. Yeah.
Are you an organ trafficker?
Yeah, following you everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're coming from a private vehicle.
Yeah.
If I wanted to see it in a different kind of way,
he's a kidnapper.
But you can see how she saw it. The pursuit. The way she's explaining the pursuit.
Yeah.
The way he wanted the number.
Yeah.
And also shows a lot of character from her in terms of also managing boundaries, since she was also finishing up on dating the other person, and then now transitioning to a new relationship.
Yes.
So it took her like 6 months to do the transaction. So you can see
there's also a problem there.
Yeah, but I love how at least she kept her end of the bargain from the previous relationship.
She has integrity.
Yeah, and that's something very commendable.
Okay.
And of course, there's nothing like being too perfect. There's a lot of imperfections, but how you see your story and how I see my story, totally different. So probably the way she sees it is maybe different from how he can recount the exact story.
Something you said caught my ear when you said that he was acting a bit sociopathic. What did you call it? Psychopathic?
Like a sociopath. Yes.
Yeah. I've seen many women in a situation where you, as the online in-laws or the girlfriends, observing from far, you're like, I don't know. You can't put a finger on it, but there's something is wrong with following me to my hostel. Is that enough for me to walk away from?
There's obsession, and then there's actual infatuation.
What's first stage of love. Is there a line?
Yeah, there's a line.
Okay.
Of course, there's a line. One, especially during obsession, it's where every key thing that is happening is under a microscope. I'm trying to figure it. And I want to manage it, micromanagement.
Did you ever feel like that? Like he was micromanaging you in the beginning stages?
Because I was too plain on all this. What I would say, I felt like he was too rushy. He was so much in a hurry to get me in there.
Yeah.
Because after that meeting and giving him the number and the relationship now begins, actually the relationship started with a lot of sex. And there was a lot of love making. For me, it is love making.
Yeah.
For him, I don't know, because for me, I bonded. There was this about 4 days of lock up in a house, and we were not doing anything else. It was,
You eat, you get
back
some.
to bed.
You eat.
Actually, it was on a Thursday, I remember. From Thursday afternoon at 3, he calls me and says, hey, now I am a babe. Hey, babe, where are you? And I'm in the houseboat, and I say, hey, I'm at home. Why don't you come to my place? I welcome him to my place.
Okay.
And when I call him to my place at 3, he comes in, he doesn't leave, he sleeps over, and that's where everything begins now.
Yeah.
So for me, I am busy bonding. I felt like I don't have sex for nothing. For me, it is something.
Did you ever try to resist, or you were game?
No, it was, yeah, I was okay with it, because there is this, I've seen him for 6 months actually.
Okay.
Just in and out there, hovering around the gates. I had seen him. I realized that I had something for him.
Oh, okay.
I think it's this other one who had stopped me from taking it head on, because he was available. I had not noticed him.
Okay.
And did I use it as a rebound?
That's a lovely question. And I was actually looking at, how, even the screening process of young adults, especially in campus, first year, second year, they were trying to date. How we screen each other. Like, she screened him. That I've seen you so many times.
Yeah.
I trust you.
He's familiar.
He's familiar. So probably things even to do with STI. That's how
I want somebody, and I know him.
Yeah.
He's familiar. I've seen him before.
Let me just throw a question, but you're going to continue with that answer. Were you worried about an STI? You've just brought it to my mind, Alex. Were you worried about STI pregnancy? Was it on your mind?
Nothing at all, because actually during this bonding of mine that I am using as bonding, the first time we had sex, we are locked up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got out on Sunday because we ran out of food. We need something to eat.
Oh my goodness.
That's when we got out.
Yeah.
And there was use of CDs, the condoms, you know.
Okay.
But then they ran out, and we were like,
We trust each other.
and we continued. And then we come back with the food Monday. Tuesday, I have a class because I was taking tailoring course to keep me busy.
Okay.
That's how I get out of the house. So you can imagine Thursday to Tuesday morning.
Okay,
we are
back to
in
you.
there.
Yeah, back to you. Rebound?
Most likely, yes. What happens is, at that time also, she's pretty enjoying, intimacy from the partner, given the fact that she's also moved on from another relationship. And as I mentioned earlier, that's it's habitual, especially with university students.
Yeah.
Where I can screen you. If I see you 3 times, 4 times, I've already screened you for everything. STI, if you're a good person, and if I'm going to enjoy.
If I like you, you're STI free.
Yeah, STI free.
That's the test.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
test. So I see you so oftenly. I am like, uko sawa. You see, and that's the problem. Like right now, she said they had protection until they didn't have.
We ran out.
So they're like,
okay,
we've been here. We've been here before.
So in a pregnancy, were you not afraid of a pregnancy?
No.
Did you and how come?
I am making attempts because he didn't even bring this protection. It's me who had it. So for me, it means I'm making the attempts, yes. But still, I get to trust him that much because I like him. I love him anyway.
Would you say that it was just good luck that you didn't get pregnant?
It was good luck.
Oh, okay. Or just some luck.
Yeah,
Just some luck.
And then she mentioned trust. Trust is a currency. And when you run out of it, trust is a currency. For every con man who is conning you, they get your trust first. So you pay. You pay them in trust, and then they steal from you. So you give them access. For example, these small tables that people set in town, and they are shuffling cards and they're asking you to do this and this. And they first show you an example where somebody comes and picks the right card. They're given 1,000 bob.
Yes.
You're like, you just place the 100 bob and you get 1,000 bob. And then you place your 100 and you win. You actually win 1,000. They're like, since you have a free 1,000, you can just place it on the next bet and you get 10. Already, you're using the currency trust. They've already bought the first trust. using their 100 bob that you offered.
Yeah.
And they offered 1,000 that you're investing and said, like, you can add another 1,000, it becomes 2,000.
Yeah.
Then we give you 20. So what happens is the excitement, and that's what is happening here. I'm just trying to give an example.
Yeah.
You see, in the infatuation stage, the excitement is there. And then apart from the excitement, when you're excited, you rarely use your brain in full.
You only use a bit.
A bit, but you don't in full. Like, you're not even asking yourself, how is this money doubling?
Yeah.
Even the fact that this table is made of carton.
Yeah.
You see, like, even the investment that you're making, for me to invest, should make me question.
Yeah.
But now you cannot question all those things. You're like, you're very excited, I got 1,000. So I'm adding my other 1,000 to their 1,000, then I place it, I get 20. Then they shuffle, you can see the card clearly, it's here. You open it, it's not there.
Okay.
And then they take the woman. So that's what happens, even in love, infatuation stage. That's what happens. You're too excited to make, rational, exactly rational decisions. She said she was lucky not to get pregnant, around that time, but that was not something that was ringing in her mind around that time, because the excitement, the passion also that comes with intimacy and everything. So you can see how easy it was for her to just be easy and trust you and your mind and something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Before I continue, maybe I can ask, in terms of values, maybe, okay, for me, I have been with this one and he's gone. I've tried to contact him, he's no longer in contact. So there is this one, and I just get in there. When I'm getting in there, I'm not getting in there for, just a ride. It's not a joke. Depending on where I come from, terms, values, I am not doing this just for the sake of it. Like, I am not having sex for the sake of having sex. So are my values being preyed on? He's preying on my, he's a predator. Preying on my values. He knows I am not going anywhere. He knows I am not mixing up, I'm not playing him. Maybe he's sure I'm not gonna cheat on him.
The previous guy?
No, this guy now.
Oh, no, this guy.
Maybe he has detected that.
She's a good girl.
Probably the values and qualities that we bring or we showcase gives people opportunities.
Did you actually tell him that you're not in this? It's not a joke. You're serious. You want marriage.
And I remember him telling me, for 6 months I've been following you around. Why are you playing hard to get? And I love you so much. I want you to be the mother of my children.
Oh.
I want to make you a wife. And I felt like, wow. All this time when I am growing up, I used to picture myself in a family setup.
Yeah.
I want to raise children. I want to be a Mrs. So-and-so. And I felt like, wow. So from there, he hit it head-on. That's it. It's a proposal to me. For me, it was not even a ring and one knee down. It was, the family thing was into me so much because I used to admire my mother.
Yeah.
I would see her enduring the home, the difficulties, and she used to take care of us very well. She would take me to church.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, that's the model.
Yeah.
And I am getting in here, and this one that I have met, and he's declaring his love for me, he's the one that I'm going to build this family territory with.
Okay.
So for me, I'm down with it.
So she didn't introduce that subject to him. He introduced it to her.
Yes. And that's the campaign stage.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to also give you what you need.
Okay.
For us to be partners.
Yeah.
I want you to give me I want to give you what you need for me to get what I need. And of course, in the game of pursuit.
Let me ask you, why her? Is there something she could have done to attract him, or was he just like that with every passing woman and pata-potea?
She had something. Getting ignored for 6 months ignites your energy.
Okay.
Oh.
Like, who are you? And why you?
How dare you?
How dare you? You know those things. Okay. And she was occupied. She was not doing it intentionally. It was not for her. It's not part of her plans.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is her living her true self and deciding that I'm in a relationship, or maybe even if I'm exiting a relationship, but I'll make sure I stay along my lines unless I am free to mingle.
In school. I am busy.
So when now she starts mingling, so this guy is like, 6 months, I'll be here. So probably you didn't notice him. Maybe the times you noticed him, it's times 2 from whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
Like maybe the other half you didn't even see.
Yeah.
So he pushed and pushed and pushed. So and men love this. Men love targets. Men love having target. Like, you told me like you cannot date me because I'm poor. Then he goes out there, works so hard, get money, and then they want to come and get you. Not for you. They want to get you for them.
For a conquest.
Yeah, I've conquered. Yes.
He wants to prove a point.
Yeah, and the ego, gets elevated, and the it's massaged, it's boosted.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, she's rejecting his advances for 6 months. What do you think he'll do? He'll ensure that he gets to that point, and increase the energy. Now, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but mostly falls on the bad because once you finish a task, you don't continue. Once we finish shooting, we can't start shooting again.
Okay.
We finished our task.
Yeah.
So you just need to, enjoy, look at the comments, maybe respond. But apart from that, we are done.
The greater job is done.
Yeah. So when you gave him the number, and you allowed him to come and see, and then you are offering also the venue for the nitty-gritties and the highs and the opportunity, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I've worked so hard, it's about time.
Yeah.
I'm rewarded.
Okay. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Yes.
What then? Now you're intimate, you're vibrant, the relationship is working out.
Yes, now the bonding has happened. I am in there, ready to go. This is now my partner. This is a relationship. For me, I am up to dating. But he kept on pushing. I want you to move in. I want to marry you. You are the mother of my kids. And I was like, no, we are still at this stage whereby we need foundation. We can't have a family when we are not stable. Go get a job, get yourself ready. Then even when we get a family, you are able to handle it. And I kept on pushing him like that.
Yeah.
So instead, he got angry, and I remember him telling me, you think I'm going to follow you for the rest of my life, what, and he was angry at me and he left. And I said, it's okay. For me, if the relationship is going to be like that, then I'm not up to it unless we are ready. Yeah. So I let him go. And I remember in 2013, mid-2013, he left, and I had a sick brother of mine, so I also got busy. I have gotten a new job from teaching. I am now doing research. And then now he has gone. That's a breakup. And then now I got a sick brother who was hospitalized for a long time with a heart failure. So that got me busy. I never got to see anybody else. And I just kept on. 6 months later, he comes back heartbroken. And he says to me, I got married to a certain lady. She got a miscarriage, and the mother is so bad, and that girl is dirty. She's a prostitute. She's been sleeping around with men. The uterus can't even hold babies in place.
Oh my God.
Wow, I did not know. I wasn't supposed to listen to that. He's the one who told me that he was married for those 6 months. At the end of 2013, he comes back. I take him and I pity him. How can people treat this nice man like that?
Oh.
And we are back together.
She's so nice.
And
Love
now,
wins.
She's so nice.
I take him back. Who does that to another human
Why?
being?
Why
They are
would
very
they do
bad.
that?
Because he doesn't have money. They do that to him. Now the mother of the wife, the ex-wife now.
And by married, what is he talking about? Is it a wedding? Was it an actual wedding?
Come, we stay.
Okay.
It wasn't a wedding. So this lady, it means she was in the picture. How do you get married after we break up mid-2013? 2014 January, you come and tell me you were married. So it means maybe there was me, her, him, her, that triangle,
Yeah.
And that was it. So I take him back. I love him. I still love him very much anyway. I don't see anything wrong with even what he is saying about the other lady.
Yeah.
So we continue now. The relationship gets from there. I am working as a research officer now, not a teacher. I'm getting good money. I move into a better house. I am paying my house 25,000 in car and hardy.
Where?
And then he moves out of the parents. He had gone to a bed sitter by then, because now he was even having this lady. So I would go to the bed sitter. He would come to my place. We are like that now. We are lovers. We are partners. We are in a relationship. And then he convinced me that it is not even that one that I wanted. It's you that I love. It's you that I want. You are the mother. I already, loved you. Why are you taking me around in circle? And we still never moved in together. We still just went on like that. until 2017. That is when now I got pregnant out of wedlock. 2017, around the end of 2017, November, December there.
So you had not planned to get pregnant? Had you
No.
planned? Okay.
No, he was still pushing me. Now, when he had asked me earlier, 2011, 2012, 2013, I'm refusing to move in.
Yeah.
I'm refusing to move in. Now, he was the one who was asking. He is now not asking anymore.
Yeah.
But he just kept on seeing me. We just kept on the relationship going. We used to meet. Mind you, I would even go to discos with my girls. At night, I would come at 2 a.m. and find him at my door, like this, waiting for me.
In the cold?
Yes. And I was like, wow, this guy loves me. He can come and wait for me outside in the cold. This is love. He loves me. And so for me, I was so much into it. I wasn't seeing anybody else. Whether we have moved in together or not, it went on from that time. He is no longer asking me for babies. He's no longer asking me for marriage, but we are still seeing each other until 2017. End of 2017, when we had an election that was not ending. I had no customers for my shop. I had a shop that was for tailoring kitenge. Because when I got a new job, I used to earn 70,000 shillings a month. Then I used to use this money to take care of him. He had no job yet.
Why? Why didn't he have a job?
Because he is hustling and nothing is coming along yet. And so the house will be locked by the caretaker. He will come and crash at my place. Yes, he crashes at my place 1 month. I'm wondering why he came here in one set of clothes and he's not going to his place. Then I go and find out that it was locked up. I go and pay.
Wow.
And it is unlocked. Again, it gets locked again. When I want to see him, I would get into Nakumat that time shop, carry bags, because I love this man. He is the love of my life.
Why are some people so lucky though?
And then
he just got lucky.
He happened to ask me about the baby again. This 2017, when we had this election, I crashed at his place, and he says, "You are wasting time. We should crown this relationship with a baby. I love you. I do not have dowry to pay for you. Those are things that will come later. Let's have a baby." And I felt like it was true. My age was now moving to the clock. And
the clock? How old were you?
Around 28.
Oh,
so from 22, he's been asking. So I feel like now, if he asked me for this baby again, then he asked. Because for me, it was time anyway. Then it happened just like a joke. But for me, I was up for it. When he asked me, I just let loose. And now I got the pregnancy. But this was out of wedlock, as the society will term it. He comes and takes the wife to his house. When you're taking your wife to your house...
You, the wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Now my wife and the mama of my kids is pregnant. I'm taking my wife. Yeah. This guy calls my mother on phone. He dials.
So he had never met your parents?
No. He just sees me at my house. I see him at his house. That's all. The only place he holds my hand to is clubs. Show me off to his boys when it's alcohol. It's not even at his mom's house.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I met him. I've already gotten pregnant. Who is he? Do I know his brother? Do I know his friend? Do I know his mother? Who is his father?
You also don't know his people. Okay.
Who is his teacher? Where,
Yeah.
Wow. But at the heat of that moment, I'm pregnant and I love this guy and I'm pregnant. This thing is going to be a family now, the family that I've longed for. Yeah. And he says, I'm taking you to my house. And when I'm taking you in, wives do not take possessions to their husband's house. I ended up doing cheap sales. Cheap sales meaning, do you want a TV? Do you want a sofa?
You sold your stuff?
Yes, get a sofa, get that bed. Half price is okay. How much do you have for the carpet?
Because you want to sell it quickly. Why were you in a hurry to sell it? You could have sold it slowly.
I'm going to my husband's house.
It needs to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
There was a deadline.
Yeah. My best friend comes and takes up the curtains. Didn't get a customer. She takes the curtain. The rug that does not get a customer, the girl takes them.
Gosh.
The bed sheets. She now possesses those. I can't take those to my husband. And then to my shock, I thought, when I was doing this, I thought he has upped his game.
Had you never gone to his house?
I had.
Oh, okay.
I had been going there. I even got pregnant on a mattress on a floor.
Wow.
And I used to chase away the boys so that I can sleep.
No way.
Yeah, on Friday I send them away. They are like 5. And I need to be with my man. So I send away these boys, and I got pregnant on that mattress. And when I'm selling these things now, he takes me with a suitcase, and I am pregnant. And I go to the house, it's the same mattress, the meko, and my cooking pot there, the one you wash, you cook sukuma wiki, you wash, you cook tea.
So you give out even the sufurias? And the spoons?
Cups.
No.
I went to that bed sitter from Hadi. I have my bed, I'm pregnant, and a suitcase. I will wear something.
Alex, what is going on there?
Wow, a lot is going on.
Why is she doing that?
She's in love.
And he actually packed me in Uber.
Oh, he put in an Uber
with a suitcase. And my friend, she will watch this. She possessed those things that I was not able to get.
Your friend is not telling you something is
She's
wrong.
even who's gonna go to the landlady and clear with them. I'm gone.
Was nobody telling you that something is wrong?
She was so bitter, and she was like, "What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I remember telling her, you are jealous of me. Go and find yourself a man. My man looks like Joe Thomas."
Wait.
You see? Love is a fuel.
Is that love? What is she also obsessed?
She's in love, and everything is rose colored from her love goggles. So she's wearing love goggles. Everything is perfect. Everything is nice, and the energy that she has fighting off the friends, throwing logic out the window and everything.
Sleeping on the floor. From Karen.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it a psychological name. I'm struggling to believe that it's just love.
It's just the guy spoke her language, her love language. And her love language probably, I don't know, but we'll find out very soon as we continue.
Yeah.
Because actually after that movement, I left the lady to clear with those people. For me, I've gotten a husband, and I'm now married. I get in there, and he says, "Hey, that job, you're waking up to go to Upper Hill, and you're pregnant with my baby. You are tiring our baby. Can you go and resign? I am the man of the house. I'm going to take care of you and our baby." And I felt like he's having this king. He has crowned himself the king. And I'll be the queen anyway. If he can take care of me, he is capable of taking care of me. He doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah.
But I go to my office and resign in Upper Hill.
You resigned?
Yes, and my boss was refusing to sign those papers. She was trying to convince me, you will take a maternity leave. This has not even gone to a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
It's very early, and women don't do that, and they wouldn't have any of that.
So wait, so when he told you to resign, did you resist in any way?
No, I didn't, there was no fight.
Oh.
Because he had said that he is the man of the house. He doesn't see the reason why I'm waking up every day to go to all the way.
Yeah.
And tire our baby. You are pregnant with my baby. I'll take care of you. I love you. And I just resigned like that because I felt like he has it together. He's ready for it. Why should I go there and yet he will handle me and the baby? And my boss gives me a 150K token.
From the company?
Yes, to send me off because now I have refused to take a maternity leave. I am resigning because I have a bear at home who loves me so much, and he's the man of the house. And that's now how I ended up in this bedsitter. And still, I had my shop. I had a tailoring shop at Bomas of Kenya. I had employed a lady there who was running it for me when I'm working. I even used to stock this shop with the second-hand clothes from the Gikomba. So I still had that, and I would still get up from the house, go to that, and he comes and says, "Hey, babe, why are you employing this lady You are paying her for nothing. You are a tailor and you are at home. You can make these clothes. This tailoring, you can do it. You can run that shop yourself. And I go and fire my girl. And when I fired my girl, I got this morning sickness. Remember, it's very early in this pregnancy. Morning sickness comes and mine is severe. I'm getting so sick. I can't even handle a customer. I have to run out and throw up. I need to sleep. I can't. They don't even know me properly because it wasn't me on the desk. It was the lady. I can't catch up with orders, and it crumbles. I'm owing debts from the elections that had, derailed the business. Then I'm not able to pay that properly. I'm asking him to help me, and he says, I will do something. I'll do something. And amid all that, the owner of the shop comes. The Indian guy comes with a padlock, repossesses the shop machines and the stock and everything that was in it. That's now how I end up in the house.
So wait. So this husband does not have a job, but he also was not helping you at the shop. Was he helping you at the shop?
No. Yes. When I am at home with this morning sickness, he will wake up, go. He can't tailor, but he can sell the second-hand ones. But I will not see the money. He will still come home and feed with I had these savings from my job and these savings from the stock, the household that I sold. I would still feed him from that. So I was surviving on that. So this time when he is at the shop trying to handle it, when I'm not able to go because the lady has gone, he will sell. But then he wouldn't use that money on what.
And you won't ask him for it because?
Because he's my husband. And you don't question.
But husbands are to be asked money.
Exactly. I get to know that today. So I end up in the bed sitter. And now that's when we just within that month, before I even cross to the second month of my pregnancy, one day he comes home and it's raining very heavily. I am chilly, I'm feeling cold. And when you're pregnant, the hormones are all over the place. I am missing this person so much. I miss my husband. I call him the whole day. I am waiting for him to get home. I miss him. And then he comes. I prepare his food as usual. I attend to him as usual. He gets to bed. Now that time he got a bed. I'm not on the floor.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, there is a bed and the kitchen there and the bathroom here. So I had set everything for this month. And when I'm going there, I am Proverbs 31 set.
Yes.
The confident one. Yes. The loving one. The resourceful one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's not capable of providing at the table, you can do some, I am set like that. And he comes home and I say, hey, babe. I clean up and join him. I say, hey, babe, I am so chilly. Why don't you? I notice nowadays he doesn't, since I got pregnant, he sleeps over there.
At the edge of the bed.
Yes. When I try to get closer, he pushes me off. And when I notice that, I ask him, hey, babe, why don't you cuddle with me? I am so chilly, so we sleep. And then he turns around. I had a bottle, a hot water pad that we usually use for cramps, period cramps. Then he turns around and puts the hand across and fills this bottle. He pushes me off the bed. And when he pushes me off the bed, he gets off. What is wrong with you? You want to burn me? You want to kill me? I am going to kill you in this house before you kill me. And he gets off the bed and he's kicking and hitting. He's even stepping on me on foot. And I remember I'm pregnant. I am about 2 months pregnant. And that's now when I noticed the first signs of violence. And from there now, he's swearing on how I will know who he is. It was 10 at night. And he just flipped like that. And he just started swearing on how he will teach me the lesson of my life.
Lesson? For what?
Just from asking him to cuddle with me, we sleep. He started swearing on how I am playing tricks of burning him and killing him with a hot water pad. He's gonna kill me before I kill him. There was a mirror, the mirror on the wall, the one I have on the wall to look at myself. He started hitting on, now he has beaten me. I get up and sit on a small seat that we had. And that room is now an open room. There is nowhere to run.
Yeah.
And there is a mirror on the wall. And he starts hitting on that mirror with his hand. And he hits and hits until it all, runs down.
Whoa.
And, you know, it's cutting his hand. And all this, I'm seeing blood now. I do not know what I have done. And then he collects this and he's swearing things like, you will know who I am. He puts that glass in some container in the kitchen, uses that the one for garlic,
The
garlic crusher.
Crusher, yeah.
He crushes that glass, puts in a plate and brings it there on a small table we had. And he says, if you scream in this house, I am going to feed you with that glass. So from there, I am not able to scream. I am not able to say anything. I remember I was on my seat and it was raining very heavily outside. He comes, he gets the padlock and padlocks the house and he gets to bed. And he said so many things, like he was insulting me. And in the process, I would notice his breathing. You see, like an irritated animal.
He was panting.
Yeah, he's pacing all over the place, and he will come and slap me and get back and say things. And it was like this for the whole night.
The whole night?
Yeah, from 10. And there is this glass that he put here, and I am wondering if I make a move, he's going to execute that. Remember, he's bleeding out of, you know,
the crushing the glass.
Glass. And he would get in the bathroom, get water in a bucket, come and pour water on me.
What?
So this room that we are in, remember, it's a big room. There is water everywhere. I'm seeing blood. I'm seeing glasses on the table. And then he gets on bed and kind of sleeps. Then he wakes up again, like after 2 hours, he's up again. What did I hear? He's beating me up again. And when I am crying there, he rips off my clothes, ripping them off. They are being torn. And I have never seen him like that. And he had sex with me then. Yes. And I remember I was on that floor that has glass and water and his blood.
Oh my God.
And then after that, he keeps quiet. I was holding on because I thought maybe when he's done, he's going to be calm. And he was calm anyway, and he got in bed and started snoring. Before it gets to morning at 6, I cannot sleep. I don't have any clothes on. I am pregnant, remember?
Yeah.
He wakes up again. He wants sex again. And before he does that, he has to beat me. And so I just hold on. I can't scream. The door is locked. And then had sex with me again. And he goes back to bed and sleeps. So when he wakes up at 6, he's like, hi, babe. Are you okay? What happened here?
What happened here?
It's like he's not the one who did that.
Whoa.
I have been with him 7 years. I didn't even imagine he can do something like that. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
So I didn't speak. And he got in the shower. He is speaking to himself and saying, you provoked me. He said, you provoked me. If you don't provoke me, you'll be a good girl. Nothing like this will happen again.
What?
Then he took shower and went to work. That time he had gotten a job. So he goes to work. And I'm left there. The first thing, I need a hospital. So I went to the hospital.
Alone?
Yes, he's gone. And he doesn't want to hear any discussion about that. So I get to the doctor. I really wanted to abort that baby. Because I had now seen what it is like.
Yeah.
But the doctor will stop you. Then we keep the baby anyway. There are no valid reasons for you to abort. And I get back home. In the process, he calls me and says, I'm going to take you for dinner. Don't cook at home today. Dress up nice.
Oh.
And I remember, dressing nice and applying this makeup so that you don't see where he was hitting,
Oh, man.
hiding the scars.
Yeah.
And I went to dinner, 5-star hotel. And I was imagining, wow, he said he's the man of he has it. He can afford me this. You know, I used to go to work at Upper Hill and I used to saw those people, you know, dining over those places. Unless the job takes me, I can't afford it. But he's taking me here. He's going to be taking me here. And actually, the what he did at night, I tried to discuss it, but he said, no, why are you ruining, you know, everything?
Oh.
So did it water down what he did? And we went back home. I am babe again.
Okay.
And he loves me so much.
Over to you, Alex. You had said something about sociopathic, psychopathic. That initial place at the alley where he's following her, has it now come to full bloom? Is that it? And literally, you had taken care of him from the first, set of days.
Yeah. Now you can see how that subsidy, let's call it subsidy, in terms of provision and in terms of even functioning as a family on the financial scale, when it got lost, one, he didn't know how to react. Secondly, he worked on borrowed information, meaning that this is how, when you get pregnant, you sell everything, you do this. That is borrowed information. You come and you're my wife and you move in and all that. So I think basically, he wanted to change the same person he fell in love with. Because he did not fall in love with her as a
housewife.
Housewife. She was hardworking.
Or even a pregnant woman, because pregnant women, it's different when a woman is pregnant.
Exactly.
She needs extra care. She is more sensitive. And, this is bringing out the worst in him. I'm almost tempted to ask, is the pregnancy a sort of a trigger for him? Is that, because she says that first he stops being affectionate and he's coming from a place where he had been like excessively affectionate. They were being intimate all the time. And now she has to request for a cuddle. Yeah, so
not a trigger necessarily. It is something that he was working on blindly. Like not being ready. Yeah, you can see he's trying to do everything that you can see people do when somebody gets pregnant. Like, I bring you in, you live in my house, I'm providing for you. But then there's the background. The background is, now I'm doing this to make the relationship stronger, to make the bond even better. No, not according. So for him, he did the presentation part, the front part, like this front part. You don't know what's written on the back. So he did this, forgot this. So what's the background? The background, when you do this, the aim is to make sure I'm closer to her, and now we can start fantasizing about the child. If it's a boy, we'll call him. If it's a girl, then we start building those fantasies, how we will be as a couple.
So he's chasing a fantasy.
But now for him, he did the first part. The front part, which is you show the world that I've brought her in, she's pregnant with my child, so that people don't say I've neglected my pregnancy. But then that's it. That's the end. He didn't know the purpose of doing this. Culturally, even previously, families did this so that you guys can know each other better and actually take care of your woman. And in most cases, it's emotionally, because of the fluctuating emotions, and the feelings that also associated with pregnancy. But now he did the presentation part, forgot about the whys. And the why is so she can be closer. So even the cuddling should be more than previous.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did a very good job, actually, in terms of avoiding conflict.
Yeah, she did.
Like, she cooked, she looked nice, she cleaned up. And then, so there was no opportunity. This was anger and rage that was already pre-planned in his head. So no matter what, even if she didn't have the bottle, if she coughed facing him, that will trigger that. Because now, look, they've eaten.
Yeah.
They've done everything.
Yeah.
They are in bed, they want to sleep.
Yeah.
She has not triggered, provided an opportunity for me to be angry. She cooked a very nice meal, so I don't know, where do I complain from? Amefanya kila kitu, she's cleaned up, so I cannot say these things are dirty. So when he gets to bed, they're about to sleep, he's like, I've not gotten an opportunity to execute my anger. So this is the last straw. Like, apart from that bottle, I don't think, So that request, like, for example, if I snap and you hear a gong, it's most definitely not me.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if I snap and you hear a gong,
and that's
somebody's playing
happened.
tricks on you.
Yeah.
So the trigger does not equate the reaction.
Okay.
The reaction is so big or so grand that you cannot measure this with this. It doesn't make sense. So this was coming from a different place. And the act of immediately having a super event that is now going to the 5-star hotel, it is usually when people who are violent and then they want to take advantage of people, what they do is, I do this very low thing, then I go on a high. So the life, and then from that point onwards, I don't know her story, but I would just want to hear it. But from that point onwards, it's events. Okay. Things I can pinpoint. Yeah. Like, but I do this for you. So I don't make sure that I don't make it consistent. Like, I'm consistently here in the middle. I want it to be very grand gestures every time, very grand gestures. So what he did was to make sure, one, she does not have the rationale to report.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm taking you to a 5-star hotel. How are you going to report? Yeah. But now she cannot report fast.
Wait. Did the doctor not advise you to report? I hadn't thought about that.
She did. I stopped her. I told her, no, because he will apologize. Let me talk to him first.
Oh, so you, at the back of your mind, you knew he will apologize. Is it that you knew or you hoped he would apologize?
Actually, for me, I was so hurt then, but I really, really knew we are going to talk about it. He's going to tell me why he did that. We're going to talk about what the problem is.
But now you see,
so
immediately from the shock, you can see it's in the morning. In the morning, she was also, something was done to her. This guy just, actually it's rape. It can be classified as rape.
Yes.
Because she's in shock. She's going through something. In the morning, he just demands for intimacy, and he goes through with it and leaves for work. So when she's going to the hospital, even the shock, because this is not the person she knew.
Yeah.
For all those years, like 7 years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you're seeing this. Of course, even from the shock, even the ability to start thinking about even the procedures that people go through, it's very hard. And then before she's finished with the shock, in the evening, this person is already taking to a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, before I went to this dinner, I called my friend to come and take me to hospital. And I remember she was telling me, do not clean this. Yeah. We have to, someone has to see this. Yeah. And I remember I was afraid I'm not going to lose this man. Oh. When I'm already pregnant. How about this baby now? This baby needs a dad. The baby needs to belong. If we report this, I'm going to lose him. And I remember she was trying to make me not to clean it, and we cleaned anyway. Because I didn't want to lose him. I didn't know how to reverse the 7 years. Being with you 7 years now, this has happened. For me, I was sure it was going to go away and we continue like it was for 7 years. I was sure that we were going to talk about it. I was imagining if I did something to irritate him, I'm going to do something better ahead so that this doesn't happen again. Yeah. And that's why I just wiped it off and went to dinner, and that was it.
Okay. We've talked about the guy too much. Let's talk about her. I feel like she has already missed so many red flags in the past 7 years. This is not a red flag. This is what we have been avoiding to... This is it. This is what the red flags were pointing to. But she's missed it also. What would you say is going on? I don't even know how to phrase the question. So please phrase the question and answer it.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
At this point, this is the first act.
Yeah.
And this usually happens. Actually, this intimate partner violence or any GBV kind of happens from people that we use the currency that I talked about, trust.
Trust. But now there's no even trust. It's been broken.
It's been broken.
But she's still there.
Yes.
What is she now operating on?
Stock. She's taking stock on 7 years. My baby will not have a child. A father. I've already moved in. I've already quit my job. You see, she's taking stock of the things that I have done to get where I am. You see, she's blaming herself. She's saying, in the evening, I'll ask him what I did wrong.
And I'll do something better so that he can change.
Yes. Instead of saying, if he really wanted to communicate something that she did wrong, communication will have been there. Like, you did this and this and this, and I'm angry at you, and I'm going to hold you. I'm not going to cuddle you because I'm mad. Yeah. So can we just sleep and you can talk in the morning? And that's one of the best ways to deal with anger. Postpone it. Yeah. Because time dilutes. Yes. Time dilutes the anger, or take a walk, And if it's at night, the way she was mentioning, and you cannot, take a nap, listen to some music, just find yourself asleep so that in the morning, after you postponed it, so you don't do something that you might regret. Because that's an offense that actually can get him years in jail. Yes. Years in jail. But she was working on the inventory. I have done this, I have done this, I've done. And then at that time, I believe probably you were saying we have done, we've come so far. We have gone through these stages of life, and picking up the wins and picking up the things that she collected from the relationship, she could not at any point give that up because of this one act. So she was willing to have an opportunity where she can talk to him. Wow. So we are winding up now, and I just want to say, Liz, thank you so much for sharing. And I just want to know, as we wind up, what did the journey then look like before you finally decided that you can no longer continue with the marriage?
Yes, according to me now, this was already a marriage that is already in progress, and violence has already happened, and I was not able to reverse that. So we got back because I'm pregnant, and the pregnancy went on until I got the baby. He was on and off. He was no longer available. I would notice that he already neglected me. But anyway, the baby came, and he would do good things sometimes, like he received a baby with a lot of joy. He even tattooed the baby's name on his hand. And signs like that kept me going, even though sometimes I'll be beaten, sometimes I'll be insulted. I am not feeding properly because he's insulting me. He no longer wants to provide for me. But even when he's doing all that, he would do some good signals. There were good things that he was still doing that kept me going. He would abandon me, like when I was going to get the baby, I am in labor, and he didn't take me to the hospital. Actually, he leaves the house and runs away. I'm taken to the hospital by a friend. This friend of mine takes me to hospital, and he is available, the dad. And then I get the baby. He receives the baby. He's happy. He calls people. I start to see his parents. I get to see the mother now.
Was that the first time you saw his parents?
Yes, the mother only. The dad didn't show up. I got to see the brother, sisters. They would come now to receive this baby. Even my people started coming. And from there now, for me, everything was looking like, even though he is not as he was 7 years ago, he is now here. Even though he's hitting me, even though he's insulting, I have a family. I have a baby. And I would even be beaten most of the times, violence. He's hitting me, and I would find myself going to my mother's house, staying there. He comes and gets me, then takes me back. I am beaten again. I run away. I am at a friend's place. He brings people, wazee, to get me from my mother's house. I'm going back again. And it was on and off. I am crying in that house all the time. I don't remember any time I had a conversation with him. I would even try to use words like we, and I would get responses like you and who. And
from him?
And it's during a makeup one time when he brings me back, I get pregnant with a second baby because I'm trying to tell him we should choose a family planning method, and he dismisses that. And the baby happened when I have a little baby and I'm pregnant. And it was hell for me to carry this baby, and I have a little baby who is helpless. And there is this time when I even had, my baby almost died, the second one. He had beaten me severely with a baseball bat. I was hospitalized with a baby that had a head injury. Yes. No. And I am still in a marriage. I still want this family. I still wanted these children to have a place. I wanted them to belong. My child survived 2020. I got that accident where he beat me with a baseball bat. The baby gets injured. I stayed with my mother for a year. 2020, I was not with him. He brings men at a sitting and brings me back. There are instances where relatives are washing their hands. Rituals are being performed over me and him. I no longer have a friend. I cannot go to any neighbor. My relatives are washing hands. Literally, they are washing hands
off of you.
Yes. And that was it. And even the intimacy with him was at his mercy. It's when he wants to have sex. It's not me to want. And he has to beat me so severely. That's when he would get into the act. He no longer, and I was just there trying to be very careful not to irritate him. And all these things, I was taking them in and enduring, hoping that my children are gonna belong. Because I remembered where I come from, I missed the presence of a father. So for me, I was so hell-bent to having my children in a household whereby it is a complete family, father and mother. And unfortunately, one day he wakes up, and on a Valentine's Day, I am looking for water for the family. And he just, his usual chorus, he starts his usual chorus. And that was after now I had gone home to my mom. He had brought me back. There is nobody in my life, even my relatives, they don't want to hear about me. He wakes up, and when he's quarreling about water, we had a problem with water. There was a problem with water, and I had gone to a neighbor and told the neighbor to give me free water so that I don't buy the one that they supply on donkeys. So he starts beating me over that. And I tell him, you should be supporting me. I was fending for your family. It's you and our children who will use this water. You don't have enough money to buy me the donkey water. Do I buy the water or buy flour for the kids? Do I get milk for the kids, or do I buy water? And he beat me so severely, and he didn't want to hear of it. And I remember I was beaten on a 13th. I was beaten on a 14th, Valentine's Day. I was beaten on a 15th. On a 16th morning, it was on a Thursday, February. He wakes up, and I tell him, hey, babe, have you cooled off? We need to talk. You are exposing the children to violence. And he didn't want to hear of that. He takes a metal bar. He had that metal bar by my neck. And he was swearing on how today is the day. I'm going to get rid of you and get rid of those children.
No way.
And I remember he strangled me with that metal. He pressed on, and it was very early in the morning at 5. And I remember telling God, my babies are in the next room. Why their father can do this? And I remember telling God, my children are in the next room. And I remember fighting him off. So, and I escaped that. Then after that, I screamed and he ran away. And that's it until today. So that's how that marriage ended. So it was issues here and there, violence here and there, until that point whereby now he wants to take away my life. And I just escaped that. I escaped that by good luck.
Let me say, I'm so sorry you went through that. And just to say that I have faith in you. You will bounce back. And you will help a lot of people. Thank you so much for sharing that story. And if you want the full story, she shares the full story on our platform, Shared Moments with Justus. So please just check out her story. Elizabeth Wambui, she has given all the details there. I know today it was a bit of a rush. I would like you, Alex, to close for us. The thing I want you to speak into is, how do I get out early enough so that I don't wait for it to get there? And then the other thing is, a lot of people need help, even just dealing with the things from your childhood that are pushing you into making decisions that are dangerous. But most people will say, I can't afford therapy. By the time she's leaving the marriage, she has no job. It's 0, 0, 0. And she has to take care of children. She has to start forming new reconnections because she had been isolated from the world. So, you know, what resources are available for someone who is just trying to gasp for breath?
Thank you. I think the first question and second question, I just matched them just to give a complete picture.
Sure.
But I'll just change your question a little bit.
Sure.
And not to work on basically how to get out. How can we start the conversation from, how do I build a situation where I'll never get to that point? See, in relationships, in most cases, in our lives, we do a lot of things, especially on saving. Now we need to also have savings in terms of love. In marriages and relationships, because it's inevitable that we grow and we advance and we change. The fact that now you're changing individually, the timeline gets to separate. That's how, you know, they started well, and the timelines were a bit aligning, and they had the same things they want, and it was about them. No one else was involved. Now they start growing, and she started changing, especially after getting pregnant. You know, you have that, we call it mommy brain, but also brings a lot of protection, a lot of providence. You know, you want to focus on the future and the future. You start thinking ahead. Or even, so the timeline starts separating. And this is where now the love bank or the love savings account comes in. You need to save a lot. How do you create a savings account? By having accountability from your relationship. So that's a bank where you can just chip in and bring some love back and continue. And getting that opportunity where both of you are growing together, changing together, it's very important so that you as a couple can ultimately find a solution when you're growing and when you're changing things. So I'll just have to say that instead of knowing when is when it starts. There's no at how long do I need? At how long do don't not tolerate violence. It happens again. She has mentioned after the first one it was. And you can see she also highlighted the events. A relationship, a procedure, a process, growing together, you know, like a company. Want to grow and to expand our territories. You expand together. But now you can see the events, major things, tattooing, those are key things to look at. No, those are the flags that you need to check out. Oversharing or overdoing
something.
Yes, it's to cover up something. So those extreme events comes from people who, when they have those kikaos with wazee, they can say, but I did this for her. Look at my back. This is my child, you see? I love my children. How can she say I was strangling her when the children are watching over there in the next room? It's like she's fabricating. And it's very hard not to start believing her. Because you're like, hey, this guy. But now it's the events. But people who go with the procedure, they don't even have events. They don't know what to say because they are not even in that space. And of course, for more of this, as a therapist, I always advise people to, when you start dating, because your rationale is a bit lowered and the emotions take charge, go seek therapy. You don't go for therapy only as couples when you have a problem. Go for therapy when we want to go to the next step. I want her to move in. I go for therapy with her. Then we discuss with my therapist. I say, this is my point of view. I'm so in love with her. I want her to move in. Then she's like, this is my point of view. I'm not yet done with school. I'm not yet done with this. So I will not
and go. I want us to do a formal marriage.
I want to know your parent. I want to see her. I want you to see my mom also. So you see those things. Go for therapy just to make sure that you're cultivating the relationship. It's investment. You see? And of course, sometimes when you're facing these challenges, especially what you're facing that night, and I believe that now with this technology that we've come up with, we've created an AI that goes directly to your phone, your WhatsApp. So it's like Zuri, the one that we have for Safaricom. But now this AI, the language model that it's using therapy. So we've been training it for a year now. It has all the procedures, theories, and everything. But it's for psychological first aid. That is PFA.
Okay.
Psychological first aid is when we're in this situation, and now it's also voice activated for the blind. So if you're blind, you can actually use it.
Wow.
So it supports you and gives you ways, like for example, you're having a panic attack, anxiety attack, the breathing techniques, it walks you through. Suicidal ideation, actually. If I want to commit suicide right now and I'm just chatting with, now we call him Rafiki.
Yeah.
The first prototype was called Harmony, but now it was bridging a lot of, privacy rules, because now it got to your phone and you see the way your map talks to you and told you that it's okay.
Yeah.
So we designed something like that that can actually check your mood through what you do with your phone. If you're shouting to someone and like it will tell you, calm down, you're getting angry, or you're using bad words.
Yeah.
But now it was bridging a lot of
privacy.
Now we got now an okay if we have it only on the WhatsApp, because it's encrypted.
Okay.
But this one we had access to. So this encrypted, I cannot even have access to it as much as it's ours. But we are trying to make sure that people can get psychological first. So when you're having suicidal ideation, maybe you just want to write your suicide note on that WhatsApp chat. Just write it there. So it will walk you through how to disarm you slowly through psychological first aid. Because sometimes when you're in that space, your mental capacity is locked, and you can only see the problem, but you cannot face the, what do you call it? You cannot face the other things that are meaningful to you. So it helps you access those things pole. And maybe we can interact with it more frequently, and it will really assist in terms of giving first aid. Then it can also link you to a therapist just on the chat. So it searches for a therapist who is available at that time, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., searches for a therapist who's online right now, and you just click and you just go directly to your session.
Okay.
And have a direct session,
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Maybe you can just tell people, both of you, we can start with Alex. Where can people find PsychX?
So PsychX, we are online. You can find us PsychX. You just Google PsychX, you'll find us. It's our website is www.psychx.io. We have an office. We have therapy spaces, but we have our main office is at Chandaria Innovation Center, Kenyatta University, first floor. And then the other spaces that we have nature therapy spaces at the National Museum of Kenya in town, and then we have another one at Karen Blixen. So we can have nature therapy there, especially for anger management. And now situations like that, we use natural sound for meditation, because at the museum we have the birds, the wind, and the water rushing. So we use the natural sound to have meditation there and also have therapy. So you're welcome. You can Google us and find us on all our social media pages. This is our name, PsychX.
Okay.
Yes.
Fits on a hoodie.
Yeah, fits on a hoodie.
All right. Liz, how can someone reach you? I know you said you're a teacher, you're a researcher, if they need your services, or if someone just wants you to walk them through a difficult situation they're going through, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so before I give my number or my email, let me say, if you're about to get into a relationship, my viewers, please watch out for the red flags or anything that might be sounding an alarm before you get into this life partner situation, and then you end up suffering. If you're already in it, please hate domestic violence, hate abuse. You have to hate it with a passion. It got me to hate it. It got me to hate what was happening to me, so that I swear now, like, it's me and my children, and nobody's gonna abuse me again. There is nothing enjoyable about being abused. There is nothing enjoyable about violence. So get to hate what is going on and find a way. Get out of there. Get yourself out of there. Counseling is worth, because for me, I'm going through a lot of recovery right now. I'm going to be taking my journey with my psychologist here at PsychX. So please seek help. Even if you cannot afford the therapy, you can just find information. And those who can afford therapy, please pay for it. It is worth it. It is going to save you the mental breakdown. It is going to save you a lot of danger, and it is going to put you on a platform whereby you're going to find a lot of information about life in general, so that you may be able to understand these things as you move on with life. So you can find me on my WhatsApp number. It is 0114950028. 0114950028. Thank you.
And just before I close, If you want to support Elizabeth for a therapy session or a number of therapy sessions, Alex has some information that he can share, not just for someone wanting to sponsor Elizabeth, but if you want to go for therapy or if you have someone in mind that you'd like to sponsor.
Yeah, so on our platform, you can actually buy codes which are very anonymous, and you can support someone and sponsor someone. So these codes, the person just go to our website. We have 65 therapists on the platform. You can select the one who fits you and you feel that the profile fits you and the things that you're going through. And when you click on them and you want to book a session with them, you choose their time and date. It will ask you for payment method or voucher. So that code, you just put it there and your session is already booked. Also follow us on our social media pages, because we have people who are sponsoring people generously. In the month of September, almost all the sessions were paid for. Somebody just bought codes and said, if you find somebody who needs therapy sessions, use them until my money is finished. So if you can also buy in bulk and put it there and say, I'm supporting Shared Moments with Justus. So anybody who comes through your platform, you can just give them a few codes to go through therapy. And people who sponsor that, we also make sure that we give the free services, and we also advertise on our social media pages. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We say this week we're offering 10 free sessions, and you can select the therapist that you want and whenever they are, because 65 across the country. So you can, if you're in Kitale, there's a therapist in Kitale, just click, go meet your therapist there. We have a space there.
All right.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to someone who will sponsor Liz and maybe other guests that will be on this show. So thank you all for watching. How you can reach us, if you are not able to go directly to PsychX, you can also reach us through the information that we are going to put in the description box. That said, thank you so much for watching. See you on another episode. Bye.